My drawings in the beginning were so ugly, and I thought they were okay, but the more that I was researching into everything and the more that I was improving, I would go back and be like, that looks so terrible. And I remember it's like as I was working through each page, I slowly got better and better. Basically, the first page, I had to really redo it and just clean it up. Hello, and welcome back to my Self Publish Your First Children's Book series, where we are on the third step, which is drawing and coloring your book. And for the theme, I've decided to really dress up and be as colorful as possible. So I'm wearing my weird kitty ice cream dress because I'm actually also a rainbow alien creature deep down inside, and I am learning to express that and just get that out of me. So this is the one that will probably take you the longest. For me, it took about 7 months of constant coloring, redrawing, texturizing, shading. I just had a lot of things that I had to finish. Also, because I was pretty new at it, I wasn't used to drawing every day. I would say it took me a lot longer. I think now I would be a lot faster coloring, and I am faster now. In the beginning, it did take me a while. It also depends on your book and how detailed it is, because some people are really fast, some people take a long time. It depends. I like having the detail, the textures. I like making it look kind of magical, especially with all the colors and shading. So if you don't know me, I'm Ariana, and I spent the entire year last year self-publishing and writing my very first book, A World Within. And I enjoyed the process, and I made so many mistakes along the way that I really wanted to just share my experience to hopefully teach you when you want to publish your own book. I've organized the information so that it would be easy for you to understand and you can create an amazing book, because I know you want to make one. Okay, so I will first start off with tools because, to be honest, you can literally use anything as your tool. Like, people paint, they do charcoal, watercolor. For me, I used Procreate, which is probably the most common tool that children's book illustrators use. And I've tried Illustrator on the iPad and it just felt too bulky. I've also heard of people using Photoshop, Illustrator, even Canva. So, you can play around with what you want to use, but in my opinion, I would say use Procreate. It is just really easy and simple, and it's also really cheap. I think it's like $20 for a one-time purchase. I'm not sure if the price went up, it might have gone up, but you pay this only once. It's not a monthly fee or an annual fee. And I've had Procreate for such a long time and I use it all the time. So I highly recommend that. For my book, I pretty much just used 2 different brushes. I used one for drawing in the characters, and then the next brush was for shading it in, and I would use the smudge tool to add the texture. So my first advice would be, don't go crazy on the brushes. Procreate literally just added an entire new set of brushes that you can use, and it's good to have. I have my favorites. I have maybe 20 different brushes that I like. I stick to just 1 or 2 main brushes, and then you can play around with the others for texture. It's good to keep a similar texture throughout so that the book just visually flows. Your book is ready to go. You have your thumbnail sketches, your character, your general idea of your copy, and you are ready to begin putting this into Procreate. So the very first thing I want to talk about is the safety zone. I had no idea about this in the beginning. I didn't think that I should make like a little safety area for the bleeds. And there were actually a few times where I ended up having to extend my page so that nothing got cut off or that it was visually okay. So now moving forward, I have a little border that I use as a reference, and I also have a middle border just to make sure that nothing important is being covered. And for the border, I would say the typical industry standard is 0.5 inch, but I did mine 1 inch just to be extra safe. But I think it's so important to just have that ready to go. So before you even start coloring anything in, you should probably start drawing the image and just getting really detailed on the lines. For me, I scanned my images. I even took pictures, just photos. I put them into Procreate on a separate layer and then lowered the opacity and then made a new layer where I could redraw the character and just make it more detailed. So your thumbnail sketches probably are just scribbly, messy. This is the part where you got to get detailed. You have to draw those flowers on the mountain that you just do one little scribbly line for. Each page actually took me around 2 to 3 days to finish. And looking back on it, I really think that I wasted a lot of hours just playing with different texturing, different brushes. I remember spending hours on certain things and I ended up just getting rid of it, which was a huge mistake. I think because it was my first book though, I was really trying to find my style and I just had to play around with different textures. It'll probably be faster for you, but I just wanted to tell you how long it took, just so you know. Some of the most difficult parts for me were handling the shading in environments that were far away. I would look at images. I personally struggled a lot with that. I would say to just do some research around shading and perspective before, because I think that can really help, and I think that's a difficult part for most people. So let's get into the burnout. I would say I definitely went through a moment where I was pretty burnt out. I'm used to doing a bunch of different tasks and handling things and finishing things up in a day. Having to draw most of the days was a little draining for me, and I realized that I don't think I see myself drawing 5 days a week in the future. I was not hanging out with enough people. I would say I was probably depressed and just very anxious. My mind was moving so quickly all the time. But I wanted to mention this because this is the longest part, and I think this is the part where people probably get tired. Anyways, halfway when I was done with my book, my mom actually came to visit me here in Portugal, and we went to Amsterdam for a week. It was just really nice to step away and not think about my book. I really think that it helped me a lot because when I got back, I felt a lot more clear-headed with myself. And I even made the decision to change my character from a human character to an alien character because I want to reflect who I am and not just go with what everyone else is doing. So that was probably another reason why it took me a lot longer. For the coloring part and choosing the color palettes, I did not have a color palette in mind. I ended up just using the usual colors that I always use in all of my illustrations. I just naturally gravitate towards those colors all the time. Without me even thinking about it, I subconsciously do it. So I don't really think color palettes are that important. Some artists do it and some don't. Also in Procreate, they have a really great tool where you can just play around in the saturation bar. So a lot of times I would create the shapes and just move the slider back and forth until the color felt right. And I think that was the best way for me to figure out the coloring. And to keep everything consistent, I would just use the eyedropper tool, grab the color, and then go to the next page and use that color. A little texturing tip that I would give is when you're adding your textures, add multiple different colors, even colors that you don't think would really work, because it adds this kind of magical feeling to it. And I have researched and looked at so many children's book illustrators, and I noticed that they do this. Okay, this is an important one to really keep in mind. So because you are working in Procreate, make sure that you go into your canvas before you even create anything and you set it to CMYK, because CMYK is the color style for printing on paper, books, pamphlets. And if you do it in RGB, which is digital, the colors will look off. I've heard of people that dealt with this experience. You just have to really make sure that you're set to CMYK, because you cannot change it once you set that. It's actually shocking how different CMYK looks. First of all, it looks a lot more dull. I have even seen it where the color is different in CMYK. So really make sure you have CMYK set before you even draw. Now you are at the stage where you are almost done with your book. You're pretty much on the last page. My advice? Go over every single page. Just go through every single page very carefully and clean it up. I ended up doing that because there were a lot of shading issues that I really needed to just fix, and it looked so much better. Like, I just really tightened everything up at the end. Lastly, I think we all struggle to figure out when to stop, especially as artists. You could just keep going forever and ever. I honestly could have spent another year on my book. What helped me was I gave myself a timeline, and I told myself I need to be done by this date. If I'm not done, then it's just like pencils down, that's it. I did actually extend it by a month because I was very behind, because you could honestly just go forever when it comes to this kind of stuff. You don't know when to stop. You don't know when it's good enough. Setting that expectation is super helpful. And honestly, don't put so much pressure on yourself. This is your first book. So for the cover, I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. I didn't even think about the cover the entire time I was working on my book, and I was like, oh right, I need to do a cover. So I sketched out a few ideas and I ended up with this cover, which I love. And I love that it wraps around, it's evenly wrapped. But I will say I had a lot of things happen with the drawings, the margins, the bleed issues, all sorts of things. And I actually made an entire video around this. If you're curious to know about what happened, I will add a link for you at the bottom. But the cover is just so important for your book, because it is the main marketing of your book. It is what people will see on the internet or in a bookstore. This is the part that really needs to sell your book. So really take your time on the cover, take your time on the title. It's gonna be great, I promise. After this video, you should have a better idea about the process of coloring your book in digitally. I really hope that this helps you. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know what book you are working on, how your self-publishing journey is going. I love hearing about everyone's book and what they're doing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, which will be prepping your files before printing your book. Okay? Thanks. Bye.